Welcome, everyone, to Matrixlord's morning show. I am your host, Matrixlord212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Greetings all.
Okay, you guys got to see me, like, just woken up looking like shit. I do apologize. I've been testing out certain shirts that I'm looking to part with. Last night, I had like this bag of polo shirts that I'm like, should I get rid of them or not? Last night I had this green polo, like the whole thing was all screwed up in the collar. Like when you know the collar is all messed up, you know the polo is dead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't really look for style and wear it out. So I don't wear that out. I keep it in the house. But when I wore it last night with my hoodie,
pretty much got what I got set up. You got your shirts, your medium shirts, and you got your I want to go out in public shirts.
Right, like that was like one of my favorite shirts, right? Yeah. Until the collar got all screwed up. Then it likes looking like weird. I can't wear it out because it looks like crazy. So after wearing it last night, I'm like, no, I'm not getting rid of it because I love that shirt. So I keep it for the house. But it usually has a lifespan of these polos that, you know, either these things go, you know, or, hey, what's up, Jay?
Hey, how you doing?
All right, welcome to my morning show.
All right.
So we're going to talk about us for once instead of movies and craziness. So I'm just talking about my polo fascination, polo shirts. And I was saying how when the polo shirt's lifespan dies, the collar's all screwed up and everything. Or it could be that I gained weight or I lost weight where when I'm wearing it, it's like all fakakta. In Italian, it means effed up, basically. So, yeah, this is one of those shirts that appears like it's perfect, but it shrunk in the wash. Wasn't that because I had this so long and I hardly wear it so many times in the dryer. Now an extra large shirt is now a small. Like it's like if you lift your hands up and the shirt comes above the belly, and you know you can never wear this shirt out. So this is one of those shirts that,
particularly when you find out that you get to work and you find there's a hole and you've tried strategically to keep it tucked in.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, I was doing a cast and I didn't realize there was a hole right here because when I raised my hands, I'm like, oh, I can't wear that shirt either. So yes, I like this shirt, but this shirt won't be worn out because this thing shrunk. And then when you go like this, your belly button shows. And we don't need to do that. Nobody wants to see my hairy belly button. Anyway, how are you, Jay? How you feeling?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Went back to the doctor and lost 90 pounds in 6 months.
Wow.
Damn, sweet.
Sugar level is exactly where he wants it. Triglycerides, everything.
I know you were very sick, and I said I was praying for you. Praying!
Yes.
Not that I'm doing
that was a different situation. That was a different condition.
Well, I got to tell you, like, I was just talking about Kesha. I like that song. I don't know. Like, there's certain songs I like, but then when you see it, you're like, wow, why do I like the song? I like it, though. So, like, certain songs stay in your head. But anyway, yeah, you've been sick. You've been going through stuff.
I'm doing a lot better. Y'all's prayers were answered.
Excellent. It's not us. It's the Lord, man.
I mean, it literally,
Jesus.
The next day, I was not in pain.
It's Jesus.
And I was able to go to church.
Very good. I'm glad.
Praise the Lord. Y'all pray for me for a safe trip. I'm going to near Ash Flats, Arkansas.
Okay.
On the 19th and 20th to do a show.
Oh, you going to sing?
Yes.
Wow. Nice.
We're singing at an anniversary special. No. I don't know why I'm weird. I don't.
You can tell your face. You lost weight in your face.
Yeah, that's what I noticed first up. I thought, who is this person?
There you go.
This because it said G on the bottom.
I don't have an ear to play music, but I have an ear to sing.
Wow. Okay. I can't sing, but I like to sing.
Yeah, I like
that's a problem.
Legal, so that's why I don't do it.
That's a problem. Like when I drive, when I'm able to drive, and I'm like driving long distances, like to get the kids or whatever. Like when I did, like I will be cracking a tune or 17 in the car.
I had a kid who was 17, and he was always told that he can't sing. Well, I worked with him for 3 months, and that boy can sing. He can't sing like them people on them shows or anything,
Right.
but he can now carry a tune. He just didn't know how to.
Right. You need lessons.
And we were at church, and we were singing one of my favorite songs, Our God Reigns. And my choir member turns around and said, I want a big finish. I said, well, thankfully, my lungs are good. We're going to have it. And I just kept that last tune for the longest time, and I played with it. I pretended to text, looked at my watch, and then I stopped.
Wow.
Everybody got up, and they loved it.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, anybody can sing. It's just you have to have the right teacher.
Right.
You may not be able to sing like Beyonce or any of them people.
Right.
But you can sing if you have the right teacher. Anybody. Because King David, he wasn't an eloquent speaker or nothing, but he sang to the Lord.
Right.
And God doesn't care what you sound like. He just wants to hear you praise him.
Right.
So anybody can sing.
Oh, Hosanna in the highest. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord.
You just have to remember to breathe at each ending of a verse. You have to breathe.
Yep. I know. I used to, when I was a kid, I didn't know how to do that, and then I learned a little bit.
Oh, there are some songs you have to breathe while singing, and that's the hardest.
Yeah.
You have to catch a certain note so you can breathe. Because there's a Conway song called It's a Crying Shame, and right near the end, you have to get a big breath, and it's almost impossible.
Oh, it's like Whitney Houston's Bodyguard song?
Yes.
It's like, you see them turn purple and
see,
stuff.
the way Conway, what I call reverberate, echoes, it's different from anyone else. His was nasal, like mine. And that's the toughest.
Today's breakfast choice, because this is my morning show, this is something new, is bowl Cheerios. So that's what I'll be eating on the air, because it's a different type of show. So that's what I'll be having. Very healthy for you. So what about you, Scott?
Well, I don't have anything right now.
What are you eating?
But talking about his singing, there's that Billy Joel song which they used for Bosom Buddies.
Oh my God!
And there's that one catch. If I sing the thing randomly, that's just it. I can randomly hold it. I'll be able to do it one time, and then maybe every other time I'll be able to do it. But
I don't care.
This was a good show. I couldn't think of the name.
I didn't know Billy Joel wrote that.
Yep. Yeah, he did.
Wow.
Yeah, he sang that one, and
I never
that
knew
was
that.
one of the good songs. I meant to use
When you wake up in the morning,
my cast, but I forgot.
When you wake up in the morning, Scott, what's the first thing you do when you get out of bed?
If I don't have to work, I sit here, check everything that's on the email, and that. Otherwise, I pop my eyes in, and then sit down. But if I do have to go in early, I pop these in.
Do you make coffee?
No.
No, you get everything outside.
Yep. I wait till I'll either stop by Starbucks or I'll stop by Wally World and grab something. And
ever since my nieces and my sister and my brother-in-law bought me a curd a couple years ago.
Yep.
It's my favorite thing in the world. And I just pop in the cartridge. I have my Green Mountain Nantucket medium blend. And I really try. I mean, I like all different other kinds of coffees, but that's my favorite. And I'll have like a bagel in the morning with butter, you know. And then when Sharon's here and she's cooking, then she's like making me like potatoes and she's making me sausages and she's cooking all this stuff. But when I'm doing it myself, I'm popping in a bagel, having my coffee, or I'll have my Cheerios. Sometimes I'll get hungry at night. And
you're in the health field, and you're eating all that bad food in the morning.
Cheerios is good. Well,
coffee.
Wait. Hold on.
For you
Hold on. I was in the health field. No longer in the health field, but that's another story. No.
No, you're no longer in the health field.
Closed down.
Uh-oh. It closed down.
So 5 become 4, become 3, become 2, become...
Did you like working in the health field?
I loved that job
so much. Continuous
well, we're going to pray that the Lord will open up another thing for you because you
I have jobs, don't get me wrong. I'm not like jobless, but that was my... You know what
you loved it.
I loved it because I became a master of it. I just... learned everything, and I became so good at dealing with insurance companies and so good with patients and planning and scheduling and profitable and different things. And I freaking love being in charge. I love being in charge. And then I took over the mall, and then I love doing that too. Like, you know, when they want to listen to me, but it's like, but I just love that. And from that, I got other jobs like writing for the magazine, you know, dance studio and all these different things. So, and I don't dance, but I get clients. But it's just a thing where...
That's another thing I don't do.
Yeah, so, I mean, my dad was a professional dancer. I'm not a dancer. But I would like to learn how to dance. I mean, I remember that famous movie, Love at First Bite, with George Hamilton, where he's dancing on the dance floor with the disco music. And he's like, that whole thing, and he's like twirling her around like it was nothing. And I'm like, wow, I want to dance like that, like my dad did like that. My mom and dad got trophies and stuff, and they were perfect dancers.
Scott looks
I always wanted to dance like that.
But he's just dancing.
It skipped a generation, I guess. So, my dad was also an artist. I could never draw for my life. My mom.
That's what Mom used to do. She used to do things for the little for the continuous care thing.
My mom wrote poetry.
Whenever he would go off on one of his little his trips, and
my mom wrote poetry. Surprise, surprise. And that's where I got that from. My dad also wrote here and there. He also worked for like the Journal American newspaper. Mm-hmm. He interviewed celebrities and sports and different things. My dad was in Vietnam. My dad was in brokerage firms, like different things. He did all kinds of things. But whatever he did, he was great at it. You know, and I guess I got the journalistic stuff from him. And
that's what Dad could do a lot of times. I keep meaning to have, whenever we'd go over to whenever he visited and we'd go up to River Spirit up here, he does this great, he'll just break out with this funny little song. Damn, I wish I had my camera on right now.
Yeah. So you guys see a small aspect of me. You see me as the YouTuber Matrixlord 212 at my shows. And then I very rarely talk about my books, but I love doing that. That's a huge part of my life. This right here means the world to me, my books. You know, creating something new. And this is fictional characters and story and just plot and planning and poetry and science fiction and time travel. Like, I love doing this stuff, and I love my characters. And I love doing more, and that's why I just want to get the next installment out this year. And then recently, now, I'm just announcing it here that in 2010, I created my first book, Sorrow Separation. It was a very emotionally poetry-driven stuff with fictional stuff behind it, right? Mm-hmm. But it was mostly poetry. It wasn't like really a story. It was just like poems, right? And then as time went on, it evolved with the characters and different things, whatever, right? But I like Tomorrow's Song, where I went back and I made a series out of it. I always wanted, and Sorrow Separation had a series, but I finished it off with the ninth book, because the ninth book was basically like 9 years of depression that I went through when it came out of it. So I made the character go through the same thing, whatever. And after that, he came out of it and better life and different things. So I always felt that even though like it came like the book like way it like ended, it was like he's coming to a better life, and then I jumped to the new series, right? The whole series of Star Separation was always out of order, so it was different times. So it wasn't like a straight line. So when that ended 9 years time, we went straight line into Tomorrow's Song. Tomorrow's Song is a straight line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Star Separation was never a straight line. So you could do a Star Separation 10, and it could be anywhere, you know? So I decided, being that freak thing, that something happened on the weekend to make me incredibly miserable and upset and put my mindset back like 20 some odd years or more. I started writing like that again, which I never thought I would. And then I'm like, well, this can't be a positive book. I mean, yes, it could be the struggles of the character in the past. So I started writing, and I dub it Star Separation X, meaning 10, the 10th book that I always planned on doing, but never did it. You know, because my mindset was positive. I was writing positive books. I was this. So I couldn't go back to that point. But then something happens, and then you kind of shift. So now I am going to put out Star Separation 10 or X on the anniversary of its release, but next year. So I already set the date, May 5th, 2019, Star Separation 10 will come out. I believe I'm calling it Misery's Run, because that's what the title I had originally wanted to have. So Misery's Run will be coming out on May 5th, definitely 2019, no matter what. As far as what I'm doing now goes, the problem with that mindset is that, you know, I'm in there writing this way. I don't know if I could write this way, because then it's going to offset the thing. So I really don't know now what's happening with the new book, because I want to finish it, but then I have to go into it, and then it's going to be, so hopefully I can get both mindsets on board to finish both. So Point of View, which will be the sequel to this, and then going back in time and doing the, you know, Star Separation.
So there is
10.
a sequel to Perfect Wish.
Perfect Wish is called Point of View, and basically what it's going to be about is, this is going to be thicker, and it's going to be more explaining the characters. You're going to know what his motivation is. You're going to know what the friend's motivation is, that she is in love with her friend, but at the same time she wants to destroy his happiness with the girl because she wants to hook up with him. So it's going to be more about, besides the couple, that's in every book, you know, in every book that's them, and there's always the haters in the background, which is also them, you know, the girl there, and it's going to be more about, each character is going to have a huge part of the book, and we're also going to be expanding on characters that we briefly touched about in the last book. There was like characters that appeared not for the first time, because if you remember in the Sorrow series, it was out of order. So there was a book that was called Greatness and Glory, where showcased the Man of Nothing character and the Muse, which was his friend, and she totally changed things about him, and you know, whatever. So that took place in 2012 timeline. These take place in 2010, and we're gonna go like have these characters have been popping up in this new series now, because you know, so you got to see things. So we're gonna have the Muse be a much bigger part, and the assassin that really wants to kill the guy, that was basically put on ice really quick by Crystal, the angel. So there's the time traveler that, you know, he's always hidden in shadow, and his best friend is Slayer, who she doesn't want to make the guy suffer. She just wants to kill him. And, you know, she was waiting while he's making the guy suffer and suffer and suffer. And she's like, the hell with it, I'm going after him. And before that could happen, the angel stepped in and just put her, like, didn't kill her because she's an angel, but she basically crystallized her, put her in between time and whatever. And now she's going through a characterization like a struggle that she can't free herself, and she's she's the strongest person, but now she's not the strongest person because she's trapped. And so there's going to be that aspect. There's going to be, you look at the shadow character and you're like, he traveled back in time to destroy this guy. And this guy is basically the reason that everything becomes like a golden age. So he knows that, though. He knows that billions of people are happy because of what this guy does. And he don't care because he's like, this guy made him miserable. So screw everybody else. It's like selfish, F you, I don't care. I'm destroying you, and the girl too, Slayer, wants to destroy him too. So they don't care about, the world and the perfect this and the perfect that. They're like, they have their own grind, their own thing that so they don't give a crap. So they don't care if the world becomes like whatever. They're miserable. So they're gonna wreck this. They devoted their life to either destroying this guy or whatever. So we got that aspect. We got the angel who's like trying to protect this couple and trying to like create this shield around them where the shadow can't find them, right? And then because of this doubt in the relationship, it's not 100% solid. The shield kinds of gets faded out because if they're into the relationship 100% and their love is that strong, the guy can't find him. But now that there's doubt because he said he loved her too soon, it created like the whole thing. That's what the whole Perfect Wish was about, was that, they were not together. Like they didn't break up, but it was on the verge of breaking up. And he had a wish. She had everybody had a wish. And a wish was granted at the end of this. And the couple was still together, reunited. And it was a shocking wish because it wasn't what you expected. So there's that. And this guy is now torn, the time traveler, because he wants to make this guy suffer. But someone he's indebted to, his friend, who we call Purple, she saved his life. So there's conflict now because she doesn't want him to destroy her friend's life. She doesn't want him to hurt him. She doesn't want him to be killed. She wants him for herself. So they kind of make a pact, a deal, that if somehow, some way she found herself in his arms, he will leave the guy alone. But if they're not together in like a romance or whatever, it's open season. He'll make him suffer and the girl will kill him eventually. So but the only problem is that the girl doesn't, the assassin is not aware of this. So she didn't sign up for that. So there's going to be conflict where friends are going to be foes, enemies are going to be friends. There's going to be weird twists. There's going to be weird mixes and matches, and people come together that would never come together before, and people become alliances. And meanwhile, the guy's oblivious to all of this because the couple's in love. So it's the only person that's aware of it. The girl's aware of the guy's existence, the shadow's existence, because for some reason this thing that she has, something was done to her umbrella that she's able to have abilities and see this guy and whatever. So that's another story. She's gonna have her own book, and that's gonna explain it. But she doesn't want. This relationship's new. It's exciting, and he always says that he feels like there's this darkness, this bad luck, this thing. Yeah. Now she's seen it firsthand, so she's trying to figure out a way to tell him without like bringing attention to the thing to attack them and like in a way where you don't flip out looking for the guy. So there's like a whole thing. She's aware of it, and she actually defeated the shadow guy, which he has a name and everything. It was revealed in one of the other books. It will be revealed again. Right. So it's a science fiction story of time travel based with romance.
Sounds like a romance too.
Based with faith, because like the angel's faith, and there's all these factors in there. It's there's a scientific element where the shadow is technology, like he has technology. He's not a demon, he's from the future, so he's all about technology. So he's like, angels don't exist. This is like, they can't exist. I've never seen any other angel, but I see you. It's like, and then when Slayer was fighting the angel, she made the angel bleed, and angels don't bleed, you don't think, unless something's going on where her angelic ways are maybe getting, like maybe she's getting anger in her or something, where she could lose her wings. So, that's another thing with Crystal. Like, is she really an angel? Or is she is that her image of herself? Like, what is she? Well, obviously she's good. She's pure good. But what is she? Like, how does she have these abilities? How is she, So that's a thing. And then there's Purple, where she is in a relationship and the guy doesn't treat her right, and her best friend comes saving her all the time. And she gets used to him saving her. But now that he has a girlfriend, things are not where he's not at her beck and call every 5 minutes. And the problem with that is that she realizes that while she was going through the worst of her life, her friend's there. Her friend's always there. And he makes her happy, makes her smile, where she didn't realize she's in love with her friend. And now that, she's basically broken up or breaking up with the boyfriend or whatever, she decides, yes, why am I hiding this? Why am I this? I want it for myself. I don't like this. To hell with this. And she's bitter and angry. She has this dark side in her. And the shadow is like, you're going to have to, there's like the whole thing about the books is pathway to choose, win or lose. Like, you're dark, you're evil. Not that he's really evil, but like, you could be with me and you could do these things and help me and destroy and travel in time or whatever, or you could choose to be like him, Mr. Goody Two-Shoes, that you think he's Goody Two-Shoes, but he's not, according to Shadow. So at some point in time, even if she's gets with the guy, there's that temptation, the darkness. Like, she's dark because she's been ruined in her life by all these guys mistreating her and different things. So she's turned dark. She's turned mischievous and so she's a great person on one hand, but then she's your worst nightmare on the other hand. So the guy has no idea that she's willing to destroy his life to a point where he could be heartbroken, and then she thinks she's just going to step in, and it's going to be like she's coming to save the day. Now, will he go with her? That's the thing. I mean, is it going to happen the way she sees it? Well, according to the Shadow, who travels through time, he traveled a little bit ahead, and he says, 1 year's time from now, I see you guys together. So, and as much as he changes time and stuff, if that's going to happen, he can't bother with the guy, So he's trying to manipulate things where he can mess with the guy, but at the same time, he's trying not to hurt. There's conflict. There's always conflict and chaos. He has obligations to the assassin. He has obligations to his friend. There's also this other woman that was introduced in the previous series. And she's an older woman. She's in her 70s. That she's kind of like, I guess when the Shadow first arrives, they become friends. And he kind of like tries to help her to destroy the guy. It just so happens they both hate the guy, like for whatever reasons. So she's going to play a factor in the series too, because she's going to do something that's going to outsmart and out-trick her new friend that's a time traveler. That's going to make him, well, I'll save that for whatever. But basically, very excited about this series, very excited about the characters and where they can go.
A friend of mine went to garage sale a couple of weeks ago, and she had already bought one of your books on
was it this one?
Trip.
Was it?
No, it was the Perfect Wish.
Perfect Wish, okay.
Well, she found 4 books of yours that was being sold at garage sale.
Wow.
And they were being sold for $3 each.
Wow. What a bargain.
Yeah. And
that's fine.
And
at least somebody has it.
And the thing is, it was a gift to this person from someone else who they hadn't read it.
Ooh.
Because these were like brand new books.
Right.
Because the spine hadn't even been broken.
Wow.
And these are...
We're losing your audio.
Yeah.
This is not paperback.
Okay, the hardcovers.
Yeah.
Oh, that someone spent money for these. Okay.
And she got them for $3 each. And she is already on the second book.
Wow.
Damn.
And she had already read Perfect Wish.
Right.
And she said, I love this guy's writing. I am so addicted to these books, I can't put them down.
Wow.
She said that she read the first one the entire night.
Wow.
She couldn't put it down.
Wow.
Damn.
And she said, and I told her, I said, what book are you talking about? And she sent me a picture of it. And I said, that's my friend's book. And she said, you know him? You know him? And I said, yes, I know him.
I know that crazy guy.
Too. And she said, wait a minute.
Natalie.
He has a YouTube channel? I said, yes, yes.
And it's very rare that I talk about the books on here. Because back in the day, it was always, yeah.
She wished that you had a YouTube book channel and just talked about your books. And
Give it time.
Yeah, yeah.
We do now. No.
And
Just give me an idea, all right?
I
YouTube
told
book
her,
channel.
I said, I don't know if he's writing a sequel to it. So I will tell her you're writing a sequel to it. She will go, okay, she has a spunky but explosive attitude about her.
Okay.
And when she's happy, TNT.
Well, here's the thing you could tell her.
About the sequel, dude.
There's not just one after this. There's going to be many. So
Lord,
that was the plan. The plan was if there was nine books in the Sorrow Separation series, there's going to be like 10 for Tomorrow's Song. Because I like even numbers, even though so the 9 was never going to always be 9 totally. It was always going to be like 10, 12, whatever. So there is actually a few manuscripts of the sequels to Perfect Wish, which is the sequel to Paradise's Life and Promised Dream and Tomorrow's Song. Tomorrow's Song was basically just like a poetry book, but there was characters in there like hidden, but it became story after, with Promised Dream, basically.
Okay, let me explain to you about my friend. I'm not going to mention her name, but when she gets into a series of books, it's almost like stalker fetish.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
She
All right.
cannot wait till the next. And she.
What is your question? She's collecting these books.
To the writer, she gets addicted to the writer. She has to find everything that anything that the writer has written. She's got to have it.
Well, let me ask you a question. She had my last book.
Yeah, she bought that on a book.
She going backwards now?
Oh, yeah, because she found 4 different books
Okay.
of yours.
Okay.
One was the yellow page one. I can't remember the other 2.
Right.
But they were earlier books.
Well, this is one of the most popular ones too. Lost of Ways. Lost of Ways. And this is a deep, I mean deep book. Like, and it's very sad, but it's inspirational. There's a lot of different meanings and stuff in there. And then we have, and you want to see how much I plan. This book, Destiny's Calling, okay? This came out in 2011, I believe. Yes. Now, take a look.
If it's one of your earlier books, she got it.
Well, here's the thing. Take a look at this because I think it's 2000. I hope it was 2011. Yeah. So take a look at this. This, I made the storefronts the name of the books. So there was Sorrow Separation, Tomorrow's Song, Winds of Change, right? This book is Destiny's Calling, right? In the upper corner is the book that's coming out after this that was not even out yet.
I'm not even going to tell her. I'm going to let her figure it out herself.
Right.
She'll
Now-
kill me if I tell her.
Now,
I'm telling you, she's stalkerish. She will find she literally looks for anything that you have
do
written.
you notice this right here? There is the poster of Sorrow Separation in the Tomorrow's Song window
Uh-oh.
of the book right there.
She's going to go nuts if she has that book.
And also, before I made videos, I was just Matrixlord 212, right?
Yeah.
I didn't even do videos yet. And already I plan to do, you know, like this. There it is, Matrixlord. And then if you open up the flap, there is it says 212. And 4 for being the 4th book. This is the 4th book. So there's the 212. Yeah, I was planning all this stuff out. And also, if you notice, you see the bridge? See the bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's where the
It's kind
character.
of like, oh my gosh, there's Bridget. This is kind of like almost like one of them. What are those things called, Joe? You're doing like this other kind of book. It shows plans of the future books.
Yes,
you're doing the same thing.
There are titles in here on the cover that are not even out yet. They're created, but they're not even out yet. Future titles of books are hidden on the cover, front and back. Also, in the book, there are poems that you could read backwards. Like you could, not backwards as in like, but like sentence to sentence backwards. Like, and let me give you an example. Let me get the poem that's backwards, and let me see where it is. Oh, you know what? It's not in here. What happens is every time I end a book, I usually put the next book title somewhere hidden in the book.
Yeah.
So with Winds of Change, the last poem was Destiny's Calling. And the last poem I believe in here was, I had it in the end, the last line was Loss of Ways. And that's basically the next book, Loss of Ways. So, I have everything for a reason. I do everything. And if you see the end of...
And she's getting, I'm telling you, when I tell her about you being on Amazon, she's going to go nuts and probably buy every one of the books that are on there.
Right. Now, if you notice here, if she looks at Perfect Wish, the book title is hidden in there, Point of View. Right there.
Point of View.
That is the title of the next book. I hid it in here. So.
I'm not going to tell her.
Yeah, well, that's going to be so
Let her figure it out.
Yeah. So.
I don't know if she may watch this video because I told her about your YouTube channel.
Yeah. Now this book also, I had another book title. Some book titles that in the future are hidden in the books. One of these days there'll be a thing, I guess, if I ever become famous with the books, they'll have like a whole
you're famous now.
Decryption of like all these different. I'm not famous yet, but not with
you may not have a lot of subscribers, but I guarantee you are famous, dude. Because I will sit down like I'll tell you. I went to Huddle House Cafe, and I heard them talking about a book, and I said, "What's the book title?" Well, it was the yellow title book.
They were talking about me in a cafe.
Yes. And I said, that's my friend's book. You don't know him. And I said, he's on YouTube. And they said, no. They said, I love his books. But you may not be popular with subscribers, but you are getting noticed.
Yeah, you are.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Because her friend, she chats with her friend that lives in San Francisco. And she's gotten hooked on your books.
I don't think I ever said this too, but I had donated a lot of my books to the Philippines, where they're using those books to learn how to read. My books.
I guarantee you're popular. You may not see it financially, but a lot of people are reading them that are in libraries.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that, to tell you the truth.
Because, see, when someone buys a book, there's a lady that is like 81 years old, and she's done this her entire reading career.
Oh, we got a time limit on this thing.
Yeah.
Damn. All right.
After she reads them so many times, she takes them to the library.
Good. Let them read the books that way. I mean, I love that. Even that it's in a garage sale, that means that people read it.
Yes.
And it's circulating around. I love that.
And then I turned around and bought
I don't care if it's $3. I love that it's circulating around when people know who I am. All right. We're losing time. We'll be back and with another one, a continuation. Take care. Bye for now.
Well,